tracking high winds tonight and the possible chance for severe weather.
State mandates are going away in less than a month, but that doesn't mean your county says it's okay to drop your mask. What Hoosiers need to know.
Changes coming to middle school curriculum for Hoosiers, what new requirement your student may need to meet.
Changes right here in Muncie City Parks, what's coming and what's changing next.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, thanks for being with us. I'm Zach Jones.
And I'm Brittany Dobbins. Now, at least 5 people are reported dead so far from severe storms in Alabama this evening, and the storms are expected to continue on. New video shows how violent these storms are. The
National Weather Service's radar indicated a tornado touchdown.
A lot of that shifting weather coming through the Midwest as well this evening, even here in Indiana.
NewsLink Indiana's Natalie Fitzpatrick is here. Natalie, what should we be keeping our eye on?
Well, mainly what we're watching tonight is these high wind valleys that are expecting gusts possibly up to 60 miles per hour today. Along with the chance for severe weather tonight, we're tracking rain showers just moving across our viewing area right now. Pretty scattered as the night does continue though. We're actually tracking a system right now that's bringing golf ball sized hail to the south of our viewing area right now. And we'll continue to watch that as the night does continue. About this high wind warning, it's starting tonight, moving into tomorrow morning as well. We are seeing gusts possibly up to 60 miles per hour tonight, which is really unusual. We don't really see gusts this high. It is along the lines of severe weather right now. We're tracking in these thunderstorms tonight, along with really windy conditions and a sunny start to your weekend. And we'll talk about that more in my full weather forecast.
Thank you, Natalie. Indiana hitting a big mark today. More than 1 million Hoosiers have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. That's according to Indiana State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Box. She calls this a, quote, exciting milestone. More than 530,000 more have gotten their first dose. Box says she's looking to put this pandemic in our rearview mirror.
But that's not the story for Mayor Joe Hogsett, who said today it's too early for Marion County to end its mask mandate.
That, along with other restrictions, Governor Eric Holcomb has scheduled to drop statewide.
Marion is the county with the most people. Hogsett says mask wearing and holding businesses to a capacity will stay in place until the county's public health order is lifted. He also noted the many visitors in the Circle City for the NCAA tournament right now.
Moving on to education here in Indiana, a bill incorporating civics education into middle school-aged Hoosier curriculum is on its way to Governor Eric Holcomb's desk after House lawmakers voted today to pass it. It requires every student to complete a one-semester course in civics, studying their rights and obligations as a U.S. citizen during 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, kicking off with students who begin 6th grade during the 2023 to 2024 school year. Republican State Representative Chris May says the legislation comes from lawmakers' concerns that students in Indiana don't learn enough about a democratic government before they reach high school.
And back here in Muncie, city leaders are starting a 4-park renovation. NewsLink Indiana's Anna Chalker tells us the plans.
The community parks across Muncie now getting a major facelift.
4 parks that he wanted to do some major improvements on throughout the course of the city.
Park Superintendent Carl Malone and his team are working with the city board on the project. The first to get a new look, Cooley Park on the south side.
We decided to go ahead and put together a blueprint for park improvements.
A splash park, new playground equipment, walking trail, and a basketball court are not the only things coming to the park.
Making the old concession stand and making it handicap accessible.
Along with Cooley, renovations at Hopman Park are already underway, with the other 2 getting repairs soon.
And so we came into opportunity to do the same kind of process at Hopman Park as we're going to do here.
With all the changes, Malone still has one more goal.
The parks to be inviting to the neighbors. We like for the parks to remain safe, and we like to have community engagement.
A hope for a new look, for a new beginning. In Muncie, Anna Chalker, NewsLink, Indiana.
Malone says the project should be wrapped up sometime in 2025. Now, today probably wasn't the best day to go outside to a park.
No, not really. It was kind of rainy. There was a lot of wind. That seems to be the big story. Natalie, what is going on?
Yeah, we're seeing severe weather in the south, but right now in Muncie, our main focus is on these windy conditions. We are under a high wind warning tonight, experiencing gusts up to 60. We can see that at 4 a.m. Friday morning. We are experiencing gusts mainly in the southern viewing part of our viewing area in the 60s, which is really unusual for this time of the year. We'll talk more about that in my full weather forecast.
Thank you, Natalie. Now again, she will be on top of these showers throughout the night, but still ahead, an update on a Georgia man arrested while armed in a grocery store.
The suspect of the shooting in Colorado grocery store earlier this week stepped foot in the courtroom today. What's moved forward from his first day on the stand?
And the CDC is still keeping its eye on travel, a prediction for when it will be safe to vacation again. And a Ball State student is capturing her time here on campus.
We'll zoom into her story for a focused look at her success.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
A Georgia man arrested yesterday inside of an Atlanta grocery store while heavily armed will stay behind bars. This incident just days after a man shot and killed 10 people inside of a Colorado grocery store.
Today, a judge ordered Rico Marley to be held in jail with no bond. The 22-year-old is accused of entering a public supermarket with 6 firearms and body armor. A witness called police and officers took him into custody as he exited the store's bathroom.
According to the police report, Marley had 4 handguns, a rifle, and a shotgun on him, and all of them were loaded. He faces several charges, including 5 counts of criminal attempt to commit a felony.
Ahmad Alyssa, the suspect in the Boulder, Colorado shootings, appeared in a Boulder courtroom for the first time this morning.
The 21-year-old is charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He's being held in jail without bail for now, and the next hearing will be held in the next 60 or 90 days.
His public defender saying she cannot do anything until she assesses his mental health. The prosecution is saying they will likely add additional charges over the next few weeks, but authorities say it's likely going to take about a year to complete this investigation. The CDC is advising against travel over the spring and summer to slow the spread of COVID-19. But as more vaccines become available, more Americans are expected to travel. The CDC recommends taking a viral COVID-19 test 1 to 3 days before a trip and to keep a copy of your negative test results with you. The agency also advises you to get tested again 3 to 5 days after you return and self-quarantine for 7 days.
Regal Cinemas is reopening U.S. theaters next month, about half a year after they were shut down because of the pandemic. Cineworld Group made the announcement Tuesday. Its CEO says Cineworld will be able to make some money as capacity restrictions go to 50%. This comes just in time for some major debuts like Godzilla vs. Kong and Mortal Kombat. Those are all scheduled to come out in April.
New York now one step closer to legalizing marijuana. State lawmakers have reached a deal and are finalizing a new cannabis law. According to the new proposal, a 13% tax would be added to retail sales of marijuana. Some of that money would go towards education and drug treatment. It would eventually allow New Yorkers over the age of 21 to grow their own plants.
Some Western companies are being boycotted in China. Sales of H&M, Nike, and other big brands are being impacted because of the company's position on the claimed use of forced labor to produce cotton. H&M released a statement saying it was deeply concerned over the reports. A group linked to the ruling Communist Party recently posted the comment on social media, sparking outrage. Nike and Adidas have also faced heavy criticism. Now, the perfect picture can be worth 1,000 words, and one Ball State student is hoping her work can bring positive change.
NewsLink Indiana's Grace Benkowski talked with her to find out more about what the mission was about.
If Allie Haymaker could describe her relationship with photography in one word,
passion
would be her answer. Haymaker is a freshman photojournalism major. What began as a quarantine hobby suddenly became a change in her career path.
I went to Ball State for the journalism program because I did design in high school, but I switched it to photojournalism after I got into photography, and I just like telling a story with my photos.
Haymaker joined Ball State's chapter of National Press Photographers Association to perfect her craft.
We basically meet once a week and talk about our photos or learn more about certain things.
As Haymaker started having photo shoots across campus, her most recent one caught the eye of the university's Instagram account.
My friend actually saw it and texted me, and I was like, no way. And I looked and I was like so excited, and it was just kind of cool to be like recognized for something.
With her newfound love taking snapshots across campus, Haymaker hopes her work can help others look through a more positive lens.
My ultimate goal is to change the world with my photos and to just kind of bring messages to people about the world around us.
Changing the world, one shot at a time. In Muncie, Grace Benkowski, NewsLink Indiana.
To see more of Allie Haymaker's photos, visit her Instagram page at alleys.snapshots.
Now today you could have gotten some good picture-perfect snapshots, but I mean, you never know. I mean, it depends on what you like, either the sunshine or the rain, it all depends.
Right, it was pretty rainy kind of towards the end there.
Yeah.
It was kind of a nice morning, actually, but Natalie, what do you really expect out there today?
Yeah, we saw those cloudy conditions. Mainly the south has been seeing most of that severe weather, but we are actually tracking in a system moving north of here could possibly bring us severe weather tonight, as well as these high wind values that we're expecting tonight. The SPC has actually issued us in a marginal risk, and what that marginal risk means for us, we're a level 1 out of 5, meaning we're at isolated severe thunderstorms possible tonight. Also with the low risk of a tornado as well, but that tornado, if it did happen, would be very weak. Our main threat tonight is really these high wind values, and we're tracking that out for you for the rest of the night, and we'll talk about that in the full weather.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
We're keeping an eye on severe weather across the nation tonight.
You're looking at some damage now in Alabama.
And honestly, it kind of looks and sounds a little scary even up here in Indiana.
Yeah, there was definitely some wind and rain earlier today, but nothing like what Alabama is getting.
Right. Weather forecaster Natalie Fitzpatrick is here to break it down for us. Natalie, what can we expect as the night goes on?
Really tonight, what our main risk is these high wind values. We really don't see winds this high. Possibly reaching up to 60 miles per hour tonight. We are actually under a high wind warning right now, which means we could reach gusting conditions up to 60 miles per hour, which is at the part of severe weather wind for our area. And we really don't see wind this high. Chalking this out, we can see we're currently at 33 for our gust in Muncie right now. As the night does continue, by midnight tonight, we are going to see gusts possibly up into the 50s and 40s as well. As the night does continue and this system does move through, and as it's moving out, these gusts are going to pick up and possibly getting above 60. We're seeing on our precision cast right now, we can see gusting conditions up to 69 miles per hour in Richmond, and those gusty conditions are mainly sticking to the southern part of our viewing area, but we can expect gusting conditions all throughout our viewing area tonight. We experience with these high-end wind impacts, power outages, as well as tree damage and difficulty driving, especially with high-profile vehicles. These high winds can affect your driving conditions. And with the power outages, thus, you really want to make sure you have all your electronics charged, because if the power does go out, you won't have your alarm go off in the morning, and you really want to make sure you have a generator as well if you need to have any running warm water tomorrow as well, because if the power does go out, you won't have any running warm water. So we do want to make sure you stay weather aware for that. The SPC has actually issued a marginal risk right now. It's a level 1 out of 5. And what that does mean for us is that we could experience isolated areas of heavier rainfall, as well as the potential for a weak isolated tornado, as well as hail. We're actually tracking hail south of our viewing area right now. And this system south of our viewing area, also in Illinois, we can see that system really moving into our area with that heavier rainfall. Taking a closer look to where we are right now in Muncie, we just seeing scattered showers mainly move through our viewing area right now. But as the night does continue, we could have isolated areas for a heavier rainfall. Timing this out on precision cast right now, we can see those isolated showers are moving through our area right now. By midnight tonight, we see these areas of red and orange, meaning we're having heavier rainfall, and even this area of pink down here in Anderson, where we could experience some severe weather as the night does continue. Along with these high winds, we could experience thunder, lightning, and all the effects due to the severe weather. But these severe weather does move out by tomorrow morning and into Friday evening. We can see mainly clouds sticking around. But for us right now, we are currently sitting at 59 degrees here in Muncie, 59 in Indianapolis, and 62 degrees in Shelbyville right now. And because of this system moving through and this rainfall we saw today and these wind we have seen today, temperatures are actually cooler than they were this time yesterday. We're actually down 2 degrees in Muncie, 2 degrees in Indianapolis, and down 2 degrees in Shelbyville as well. And this is due to the system moving through our area right now, making as temperatures fall, and those temperatures are continue dropping tonight as we're going to experience a low around 44 degrees tonight with that high wind warning with gusts up to 60 miles per hour possibly, but we're actually experiencing sustained winds, south-southwest winds at 20 to 35 miles per hour for sustained winds, which is really high. So you want to make sure you have everything battened down tonight. If anything outside could blow away, watch out for falling branches on the roads tomorrow morning as you're going out for your commute. On our 7-day forecast, we can see we have these rain chances move out of the way most part for our Friday, making for mostly sunny conditions for the start of our Saturday and a high of 70 degrees. However, rain chances move back into our forecast possibly for Saturday night into Sunday, but after that, temperatures are sitting in the 50s to 60s for the remainder of our week.
I really feel like we're getting a little taste of some spring, like April showers, kind of bringing maybe some Mayflowers, maybe a little bit of sunshine too coming up next week. I'm excited for that.
Right, but what I found most interesting is that the wind gusts are actually more than the actual temperature we are having outside right now and for the next week.
Yeah, we really don't see wind gusts this high. 60 miles per hour for gusting conditions is really unusual. So we're really watching that tonight, as well as watching the potential for severe weather that we could see tonight as well. So we're really watching that. We have the team watching the potential for any isolated areas. We're actually watching that hail now and that system that's to the south of us that could potentially move up this way. So we really want to keep everyone weather aware, tracking all the severe weather potentials, and making sure everyone is aware due to the effects of these high wind values.
Right. Well, thank you, Natalie. We're going to go and check in with Hannah with what's going on in sports next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up-to-the-minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Hannah McElroy with sports. The Ball State softball team is getting ready to start their Mid-American Conference play this weekend. The Cardinals getting the luxury of opening their conference season at home with 4 games against Bowling Green. Ball State will be the last team to start the MAC play as they had their bye week last week when the rest of the MAC began their conference seasons. But despite the late start, the Cardinals are grateful to be finally playing conference softball again.
This team is competitive and gritty. It's been a whole year since we've been on the field. Just trying to keep our gratitude in check.
The men's volleyball team is stepping back on the court this weekend in a matchup against Loyola Chicago. The men's teams have an overall record of 10-3. Their conference record directly mirrors that of Loyola, 7-3, making this matchup one to observe. This Worthen matchup is the team's second to last step in the MIVA before tournament play, taking on McHenry to close out the regular season. Saturday, the men will also celebrate their seniors from this year and last. The men will be saying goodbye to 4 seniors and 2 seniors who didn't get a final season back in 2020. The first 2 rounds of the NCAA men's tournament have already been madness, with this year having the highest average seeding among the Sweet 16 teams. Headlined by 15 seed Oral Roberts' Cinderella run, the final 16 teams have an average seed of 5.88, the highest ever. Oral Roberts made their way to the regional semifinal round by upsetting 2 seed Ohio State in overtime and closing out Florida in another close upset. 2 11 seeds UCLA and Syracuse making the surprising but familiar trip out of the first weekend. 12 seeded Oregon State was a popular pick to finish last in the Pac-12 during the preseason. Now, they've earned a matchup with Loyola Chicago in the Sweet 16. Loyola coming into the tournament as an 8 seed, the only team to take down a 1 seed, defeating in-state foe Illinois in round of 32. As the Ramblers looking to make another shocking run to the Final Four, but also making sure they take it all in on the way.
I always tell them, let's enjoy the moment, enjoy that win. So Krudwig was doing a live interview, and I'm like, go stand behind him. Go stand behind him. We're all part of this thing. And then when I was doing up, I told them to stand behind me. I wanted them to enjoy that moment. Our fans were still there. We haven't had fans all year.
And sticking with the madness, the women's bracket has also been an exciting run to the Sweet 16. Let's take a look at some of the big matchups to watch out for. Towards the top of the bracket, we got 5-seeded Iowa Hawkeyes going up against the infamous UConn Huskies. Star point guard Paige Bucker is looking to move the Huskies to the Elite Eight. And for you Indiana fans out there, the 1-seeded North Carolina State is matching up with the Indiana Hoosiers. This is the Hoosiers' first trip to the Sweet 16 in school history. In the middle of the bracket, we got a close game with the 3-seeded Arizona taking on the 2-seeded Texas A&M. All of these games are taking place on Saturday, March 27th. It is going to be a very exciting Saturday with all of these teams matching up. I mean, I get so excited for basketball bracket play, especially since us NewsLink people, we have our own little bracket play going on. And, you know, I did goof. I thought it would be a really good time to pick Ohio State and just kind of switch it up, but...
Right, as we all did. Well, thank you, Hannah. In a moment, we're checking in back with Natalie to see what she's tracking on the radar. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Time for us to take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Blake Dollier. Blake, what do you have for us?
Well, if you guys are hungry, well, if you're not hungry, well, you will be now. Pepsi and Peeps, they're teaming up for a new cola that combines the two sweet flavors. The companies say the new drink mixes the taste of Pepsi with the pillowy, soft, and sweet marshmallow flavor of Peeps. But you can't buy this new flavor. Pepsi's giving away only 3,000 packages through a contest. All you have to do, post your favorite springtime activities, like for me it'd be mowing the lawn. Do that on Instagram and Twitter with the hashtag #HangingWithMyPeeps, and then tag Pepsi. Now, from the drinks to the food, bust out that maple syrup, folks. Today is International Waffle Day, and there's plenty of ways to celebrate. You can make your own waffles at home, go out to eat, maybe get some chicken and waffles, or go to town and enter a waffle eating contest. Well, that's interesting there, but waffles, pancakes, or French toast? Oui, bonjour.
French, I knew I love the sweet stuff, but what also is not sweet is this weather. Natalie, let's take a final look at the radar.
Here we're tracking actually enhanced convection right now moving the area, and actually in Muncie right now we have multiple cells, and these cells are possibly producing hail, so we'll keep a watch on that as the night does continue.
Thank you, Natalie. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana.
Be sure to join Annie Kieser and I in the morning for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather at 8. But until then, have a great night.